Hello, Star Wars and unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. And this is my continued update on the cataloging and, updating of the collection in checklist form, particularly the action figures. So I just wanted to give you another update on where things stand right now. Okay, as it stands now, just to be aware, I'm not going to take you through every single moment of cataloging this collection. That is very mundane and takes a long time, and it's not something, I'm sure some people might be interested in that, but for the most part, I'm just kind of giving you some highlights, okay? So one of the things that I've done, and let's talk about kind of where we are and where we stand in terms of everything that's cataloged. Okay, so one thing that I decided to do, just because the positioning made it very easy to do, was I was able to go through all the Black Series figures in this wall here, and I was able to catalog each of them. Obviously, these are all loose, okay, but they're loose. They're generally complete, okay. A couple of like higher end specialty figures on the bottom there, the land speeder. I also have a few boxed ones that I'm going to keep boxed. And we also had a few of these battle packs, okay, and a few more loose figures, okay. We were able to go through all of the box sets that are here and some loose figures that you might find here and there on the shelf. Went through all the Disney figures, went through all the Muppet figures from the Disney parks, okay. And I even was able to create a little space to hang some more of these carded figures, okay. I've also created a little pile here of some items that are going to be put out for sale, okay. Here's where we have another little wall space that I'm going to be hanging some new loose figures, or some additional loose figures, okay. Taking us into the studio, you can see the backdrops there. If you look closely, you will find that there are some figures. Okay, these are the ones that are here are actually from comic packs. The funky looking Rebel Trooper and the Vader is from a comic pack. And then that Vader, another Vader, it's hard to see with the backdrop, but that other Vader and Obi-Wan, that's from the 25th anniversary pack. Okay, you can see in the back there we have a couple of Indiana Jones figures. They are not being recorded as part of the collection. And there's some more Muppet figures that will also be added, okay? You might also see that I've cleaned up a bit here. I'm actually, as I said, I'm in the process of kind of pulling back on some of the collection. Some of the as I mentioned on previous episodes, I'm really trying to focus my energies mainly on Hasbro, Sideshow kind of figures, kind of leaving it at that. All right. So little by little, I might be removing some of these. For example, you can see here, I got two next to Lando there from Solo, and the Tauntaun. Those are Funko Pops. I do still hold on to them for right now, but I have two other bobbleheads that were kind of popular slightly before the Funko Pop craze, and that's Admiral Akbar and the Cantina band member. I'm going to keep those two because they're sentimental favorites, but there were about 15 other ones that I've said, you know what? It's time to thin things out a little bit, okay? All right, and now let's take a look in the this is the room proper, okay. Now when last we left, I kind of went through, between the times that we recorded, I went through all of these figures, okay, and since then I've been through all of these deluxe figures, these Leia 2-packs, all of the episode 1 Power of the Jedi. And again, these are not every single figure. Remember, I've taken a lot of them out of the package, okay? But now I'm going to continue looking through the figures on this second rafter, okay? Or actually, third rafter. Okay, we've done 3 rafters so far. Okay, so let's do it. All right. Okay, so we have from the Power of the Jedi series, we've got, it's a little hard to make out, but it's K3PO. Then we've got one of those Death Star R2 units, which is, it's R2, I can't see his name, but I can find it elsewhere. And then we got Tebow, okay? These are, next to them, we got the R3-T7, which is actually a sneak preview for Clone Wars. The Clone Trooper, also a sneak preview. So why don't we just start with those? Okay. I've already found my K3PO Echo base, so I'm just giving it a min on card. Oop. Now I will say this: I do get the this has gotten so big that will not autosave, and I am looking into the possibility of switching this up to a Google Doc. Okay. All right. So let me see here. Now the R2. I don't know if he's. Well, we're back into episode 1. So let's keep looking. I'm gonna shrink this up a little bit. Kind of looking through. There he is. He's R2Q5. Ooh, I'm already gonna make a thing. One thing that I started doing was putting in a little dash there on the R2Q5. And as you can see, things are out of place. I'm gonna wait until I've gone through and recorded everything, and then I'll adjust things. Okay, there he goes. And why, I highlight that just for my own little, I'm a visual person, so it definitely works better for me. Okay, let's look up Tebow. And there he is. Of course, again, you pick the pictures up on the next column. And on card. Okay. And you can just see what Tebow looks like. There he is. And again, these pictures aren't my pictures. Honestly, I've been borrowing these images from places like rebelscum.com or in some cases jedibusiness.com. Great sites for looking up the different variations of figures. Okay, and then we've got our sneak preview. There's our Clone Trooper. Boom. Card. Okay, and then we have our R3T7. I love that. We never really saw him in the movie. I mean, maybe in the background. I thought that was always really funny. All right. Okay, so that's kind of the first round of what we did. Okay, so the next on the list you can see, well, actually, it's hard to see. I apologize for this. But we have Yoda, Chewbacca, looks like Anakin Skywalker, and Padme Amidala, and these are in the episode 2 packaging. Now, I will say this. I did do some lighting with these like kind of 3-pack little light things. Okay, but I will say that, I'm going to have to get some more power because I'm really at my max with the amount of electronic lights I can have. So I might look into some of those strip lights just to see if because I do believe they take up a little less energy. And they might actually light up the rafters a little bit better. So I'll be looking into, and they're a little bit easier to install. And so I might look into those kind of things, but I don't want to have like a strip of light just lighting down. That's just going to be a little weird. So I'll have to play around with that. But those are the figures we have. We have Yoda, Chewbacca, Anakin, Padme. This is Padme from episode 2 when she's wearing the, looks like she's wearing the Naboo costume there in our uniform. Already got Yoda right there. Min on card. Okay. This is a slow, tedious process, guys. I won't lie to you. Okay. It is not the easiest thing to do. Oh, wait. You know what? I'm going to go back and double check on which Secret Ceremony. Okay. So it's the Anakin Secret Ceremony. Now, I think I do put in the... Let me just see if those are there. I don't know if this will work. Yeah, no matches. Okay. Okay. We got Anakin Skywalker. Whoops. Yep, there it is. Anakin Skywalker Secret Ceremony. That's the only thing about the find feature on Word. It doesn't seem to want to... Unless you have the exact wording, it won't look for just 2 random words. You know what I mean? So it's a little strange. Okay. So what do we have? We had Chewbacca. Now, of course, Chewbacca was not present in episode. Okay, it's Chewbacca Minok Hunt. Let's see. I have to look at the details there. Okay, where are we, Chewbacca? Cloud City. Okay, so different Chewbacca. Okay, let's go one direction. Again, sometimes it's just easier to... Oh, Cloud City Capture. There it is. Oh, does he have C-3PO with him? You know what? I'm going to bring him down. He's a little bit... Yep, there he is, C-3PO in the back. Cool. That's a twofer. All right. Mint on card. And again, folks, I'm not doing this the whole time. I'm just giving you kind of an idea. You know, I'll do 4 or 5 of them with you present. And then we have Padme. And sometimes it'll be on the... Since I do have them kind of displayed by packaging, generally, and I have them... Yep. Coruscant Attack. There she is. And on card. Okay. So, you know, when it's said, you can see now, when you see stuff in blue, loose, okay? When you see stuff in that, whatever that is, puce, I don't know what color that is. It's not red. It's not, I don't know what color it is, but whatever the cranberry or whatever the color is, that shows me that it's mint on card. The yellow is just a reminder that it's a repack. I don't really care that it's a repack because sometimes I own the repack and I didn't get the original. I don't really need that. As I said, I've been more about trying to keep track of just the, you know, a sample of every figure, you know, of every character. And as you can see here, I've also included any figure, vehicle, creature that has a figure that's attached to it goes on the checklist. So Obi-Wan with the Boga goes there, Clone Trooper with a speeder bike, another Clone Trooper with a speeder bike, Yoda with the Jedi speeder, attack speeder, okay? They all go on the list. However, oh, and here's the pack with the Slave One. It's like actually a battle pack, okay? However, things like this Octodroid, okay, I did not put on the list, okay? It just depends on, you know, this speeder did not come with a figure, so there you go, okay? Cool. Now, I will tell you one before I wrap this up, I do want to show you my other checklist, okay? And as I said, I am looking to make this more of a table. I'm really putting this together really with the understanding more of when the time comes to sell. I kind of like that I have the 2 checklists. And the reason, and look, there's a real simple reason for people like, why are you doing 2? Why don't you just do 1? Well, for one thing, this one is, I'm only about, I would say, I want to tell you that I'm only maybe about a 10th of the way done with this, okay? But look at what happens here. Because I have all this other information on the table that I've put together, okay? This is where I'm on page 54. Page 54, and I'm only about, we can even see just by the words, like the word count, that indicates all the names of the figures. 4,477. Let's go back to the other one. Now this one is 12,902. So that puts me at about roughly 1/3. Let's say 1/4 because there's extra words I'm putting in of the other one. So let's say it's about 1/4. That's 118 pages. I'm already, you know what I mean? Like when you add it up, I'm only a tiny bit away. I'm only a tiny bit ahead with the other list. The other list is going to be like 200, 300, 400, 500 pages easy. Okay, so this one is, even though it's 118 pages, it is a little bit more kind of compact. Okay, so what I'll do off camera is I'm going to finish this rafter. Okay, we got some more of the episode 2. Okay, a couple of Power of the Jedi, although I think I got those on the last one. All right, so we're going to finish up this row, and then we can continue on with this row. And again, you'll see we're dealing with mainly episode 2, and then we go into the saga line, which is kind of, we already have that with Chewbacca, so to speak, but this is like after episode 2 ended, but they kind of kept a similar style. There's Vader. And you'll notice that some of my figures do not have the protector cases. I do have some extra protector cases, and I'm probably going to do that, because look at this one. I want to point out Dodonna, which, by the way, I just found him as a loose figure, too. Dodonna looks like he's yellowing a little bit, or at least the packaging is yellowing a little bit. So I do feel like, you know, I want to... Thankfully, these lights don't stay on very often. All right, so that's my next bout of work. Beyond that, we'll kind of go through and start hitting on the Star Wars trilogy figures, the original trilogy collection. Okay, and go from there. And that will be that. So just to kind of show you some other things that are going on, there are a few things that I am looking to maybe part with, okay? Things that I just feel like, you know what, I'm okay. I mean, I don't need to be a completist, all right? So what kind of things are we talking about? Well, probably nothing on this shelf right now. I mean, I do enjoy, oh, actually, no, I think I can part with one thing. Oh, let's see, what do we got here? Well, this is my model. I don't want to part with that. Oh, here we go. Like this. This is a perfect example. Walkie-talkies. All right. These are fun. Okay. They're nice. I have no problem with walkie-talkies. But the reality being what it is, do I really need to have these came out in the 90s. Do I really need to have walkie-talkies, as part of it? Like, you look over here, like, just about everything here is a ship. Okay, here are all my AT-ATs and ATSTs, okay? A lot of this stuff, I have a little R2 and 3PO kind of little display here. It's mostly just plush figures and oddities, okay? But, a lot of what's in here are essentially figures. But here's another one, Dark Side Tumbler, okay? Like, these are just things that I'm saying, you know what? Look, there's room for another figure now. Okay, so it's like, you got to make decisions, guys. You got to decide, do I need to have every little bit of Star Wars that exists? And really, you'll find that the answer is no, you don't. There's a few things on here I'm going to look at. The Funko Pops, I love them, guys. I love them, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Just not sure. Okay, these are the next thing I got to do too. We will probably be in the next episode is how to update all of these episode 1 figures, So as I said, there's been a few items. There's a few more items on here. I'm going to grab one more thing while I'm sitting here. And people are like, what are you going to do? Generally speaking, guys, there's 3 ways that one can unload this kind of stuff. In my where I live, so here's something. And again, some of these things were even featured. Everybody remember these? Anybody remember beans? If I can get this open. I mean, it was... I can't even open it. Come on! I literally cannot even open it. Oh my god. Maybe... Alright. Can't even stop. That took a little extra effort. Okay, so here's what we got. These are, like, essentially, I mean, they're cute, but they're beans. They're like little weebles. I mean, they're cute and all. Sort of, they say they wobble, but they don't fall down, but they kind of wobble. They kind of fall down. I mean, it's cute, but is it, like, cute to the point of, oh, I must have every single thing? And don't get me wrong, look, I've collected quite a few of them. Okay, here's another 2 rows. I'm not all the way through. There's 3 missing, but I think there were far more than this. This is just what fit in here. I mean, look, they're nice. I don't know. Oh, there's more there that I'm missing. Okay, so I mean, these are nice. They're fun. But there just comes a point where you say to yourself, all right. But I just feel like we're at a point right now where enough is enough. I need room for other things. So a lot of times, I'm asked, well, how do you sell it? Or, what do you do? How do you get rid of the stuff? And there's actually a few ways that I do it. Okay, like one of the ways is that I focus my energies on, I'm not here to make a profit on any of this. Okay, this is not a business. This is just a collecting thing, and if I can, sell it to anybody who wants it and is willing to pay a small price for it, and it gives them joy and happiness, then I'm all for it. Okay, so what are ways that I do it? Well, for one thing, in my community, I can do yard sales. So yard sales are a great thing. And the biggest trick when it comes to yard sales is to advertise your yard sales. A lot of people just put a sign up and say, yard sale this weekend. And they put it up a few days before, and then they set up their table and they do it. That's great. But I find that in my community, anyway, this might not work for you, but in my community, I find that putting in an advertisement in things like in the local newspaper, okay? Now, I will tell you, it's not cheap, okay? It's an investment. So you should find out from other people, if you know neighbors or friends that have had yard sales, ask them if they've advertised that. If they do, how? Because in my community, I can advertise, I can do it online. I can submit the order. I only have to do it like a week ahead of time or a week and a half ahead of time. And the order, that goes in, and you can put basic stuff. But when I do the advertising, here's the part. You put in there Star Wars toys and collectibles. Because you will get people that will come out strictly for that. That their whole job or their whole thing in life, maybe they own an antique store, maybe they own a comic book shop, maybe they are just collectors themselves, but they will make, scout out places all around in a community area and just go around and get up super early. And if you tell them that the sale starts at 9, you can be darn sure that they're going to be there at 8. And that's happened to me. I've had actually people knocking on my door at sometimes as early as 7:30 saying, "Is there supposed to be a sale today?" It's like, yeah, I haven't set it up yet. So just be aware of that. So the yard sale thing is really a good way to get rid of little like tchotchke kind of things like this. Then you can do flea markets. All right. You can go to a place. I have a local place that has tables all set up, and they have like 3 days a week. You can pay for a table, go set yourself up, and, and just put the stuff out there and see what happens. I'd probably do that with some of the slightly more expensive stuff, like maybe action figures that are carded. Just because, and I'm not talking about like very rare figures. I'm just talking about figures. And although I've done that in a yard sale too, and it's fine. But that's always a way to go. And sometimes you'll get another yard sale person it's like their job, and they might walk around and look at you. They may even offer something for your whole table, and that's up to you. So there's that. Of course, there are toy shows, like toy cons and things of that nature. Although I would say, if I haven't done a toy con yet, if I'm gonna do a toy con, I can tell you I'm gonna go to at least 5 more toy cons and ask questions of the people who are working them. And then, what do they do? How do they do it? Do they, what kind of records do they keep? Because it's certainly not something I want to turn into a business, but I would, want to make sure I'm doing it the right way. So I just go to the source. And then beyond that, there's eBay. But eBay's tough because I've done a lot on eBay. All right. I've done a lot of buying and selling. The problem with eBay is that there's the dreaded shipping. All right. Shipping is expensive. I mean, if I want to sell a carded action figure, like a 3 3/4 inch carded action figure, and I can tell you that figure needs to go in a box. It needs to be packaged. It needs to go into a box. So you need to make sure you have a box and you have the packaging material. A lot of that you can do via, with recycled materials and stuff. Fine. But then you actually have to ship it. And the shipping costs, you are not going to be paying any less than $8 to ship a figure. So if you list a figure for $8, oh, great. And somebody wants to buy it, great. But then they got to pay $16. Now, they may not want to jump on that. They just I like that figure, but I don't want to pay $16 for that figure. They don't care that it's shipping cost. They see themselves paying $16. It's coming out of their bank. So a lot of people suggest for eBay sellers, do the free shipping, meaning you absorb the cost of shipping. Well, now when you say, okay, it's $16 in free shipping, yeah, I mean, somebody who really wants that figure, you might be okay with it, but you have to remember that eBay takes a fee. So if it doesn't sell, and they have changes, and be honest with you, I haven't sold in like a year or more, so I know they keep updating their regulations and stuff, so this might be slightly different. So just forgive me if the rules have slightly changed. Leave a comment if there's something different about it. But selling on eBay can be rather tedious with that. So what I will sometimes do is I'll put a whole lot of figures together, like maybe 10 figures, because it may cost $8 to ship one figure, it may only cost $20 to ship 10. So it works out in bulk better for you. Okay. And I always list a figure. You can do a reserve, you can do buy it now price. I always do a buy it now price, and I always do the buy it now price at the lowest amount I'm willing to accept for that figure, and it's generally pretty low. Okay, I don't set out to try to make a lot of money on eBay because I've seen so many figures listed that don't get sold because people are asking like 500. Best case, here's a perfect point. VC 113, 14, 15, somewhere around there. There's a Stormtrooper, a Clone Trooper figure from the vintage collection. It is currently, with the exception of the new stuff that I've ordered, the only VC figure I do not own. It's the only one. I don't know whether it wasn't released or it was a very limited release. I just never found it. It is now going for between $350 and $500 on eBay. Now, that's how much it's being listed for. I haven't seen how much it's sold for. I think it's been selling for like $100. I'm not going to pay $100 for that. I own the figure. The figure is in one of the earlier releases. I own the figure. I'm not going to spend $100 on a figure I already own just for the packaging. That's where I would probably look into somebody doing a reproduction of it, so that I can just have the figure, in the packaging. I'll post it. It's a repo. It's a reproduction. It's not the original. So there seems to be a false demand when they put prices out like that. So beware. Do some research. eBay's great, but just be careful. So that's kind of what I do with all this stuff. And again, the idea is to kind of, consolidate the space. Oh, another thing I do sometimes, and if you've seen on earlier, like on my holiday episodes, I've actually started making ornaments. Buying clear clamshell, 1 inch, 1.5 inch, 2 inch Christmas ornaments, and I've actually started doing things like that. Like for example, here are some things that I've done. These are those. What are they? I forget what they're called, but those little. I can't remember what they're. I don't remember the name of it. Put in the comments if you know the name. But these are just like these little micro kind of little tiny figures that you could get and get them in like blind bags. And I got an advent calendar that had opened up one figure for each day, right now leading up to the holidays. And they're cute. But then I'm like, well, now I got all these little things. I've already got, bigger figures like this. I've got a couple of, I've got some premium format. I've got some 18-inch figures from Jack Specific. I mean, I have so many, and then I got these. So it's like, all right, something's got to give. So I thought, well, rather than just throw these out or try to sell them in a yard sale, I put them in ornaments, a little crafting. And then it becomes kind of craft fairy. So there's a legal implication there that makes it easier. So I'm like, I'm going to do that. So that's what I'm going to do with these. And then we have these that came from, I think they're called Kinder Eggs. These were actually, I believe they were from Kinder Eggs. This one looks more like it, like it's Finn. And it was actually a little game that you could get. The egg has a little hazelnut chocolate thing, and you put this in. This was on the other side of it. So I might make these into ornaments. And some of them I'll keep, and some of them I'll put out for a sale. You never know, right? So those are things that I'm going to do a little at a time. I enjoy that. I enjoy the crafting aspect. And it doesn't cost me that much money to buy a bulk of, plastic ornament cases. And that's what I do. So those are the things that happen. Now, if you're interested in wanting to know when I'm going to do this and how I'm going to do this, that one I'm going to save for local folks. Perhaps I don't feel comfortable putting my address out there for people to show up for anybody that lives in the tri-state, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, and Pennsylvania area to make the trek for a thing. So I'm not going to do that. But all you got to do, guys, is do a search on eBay. Okay. Because if I do list stuff on eBay, you will find it. You don't have to necessarily know it's me, but you will find it, and you'll find that it'll be reasonably priced. Okay. So so that's it. So that's kind of where we are right now with the update of the collection. Again, folks, I'm still going to do this. In fact, I will probably be running this channel through the acquisition of more collectible items to the point where I say, you know what, I think I'm ready to start, parting with them, and then starting to show that process, okay? And then not parting with everything. I will have maybe then comes the process of deciding what I want to keep. What is sentimental enough to me that I want to maintain a small one-room collection of what's the best of, what's the highest end stuff, which a lot of people do anyway. I'm just kind of going around at I'm taking the long way home to get to that point. All right, so that'll do it, and I'll give you more updates on the collection organization, and as the months and years go on. So thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification button. Check out my TeePublic store. We have new art on the way. This is actually not available anymore, but there will be new art on the way and new designs, and I'm looking forward to sharing them with you. And check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Darth Tuba. Darth Tuba's unboxing page on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, may the Force and the toys be with you.